Hey everyone, welcome back to another podcast delight. My name is Vyynn and Bren, your host, and today I am joined by a very special guest. Introduce yourself, sir.
I am Bren. Thank you for having me on the show tonight, Vyynn.
No problemo. It is my pleasure, and I'm sure it's going to be everyone else's pleasure too. So, what is on tap? What would be the better way to say that? Task or tap? Like, what's on task for tonight? That doesn't...
No, it's
I think task is too official. It makes you feel like you're doing work, but tap, that's better.
What's on tap? Yeah.
What's on tap? Because I mean, that's such a casual question, right? I don't know. Yep. I don't go to bars much, but don't you ask that to bartenders?
You do. Yep.
Like you're the one who would know that. So.
Yeah, that's a common question. What do you have on tap? Yep.
And then what's the typical response? Just like local? Is that just like an inquiry for local brews?
Well, it's whatever they've got. Because there's bottle beer and then keg beer. So then they'll just list.
There's a difference?
And,
don't you just? Yeah. Isn't just a difference in containers?
Well, yeah, but the bottle beer, they just bring out the bottle.
Yeah,
the
good point.
Keg beer,
And then there's a mug. Which one's better?
I tend to like tap beers better. But
tap, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had bottles, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing out, but.
Well, it has mostly to do with what I drink. Like I drink a lot of Guinness or whatever. A lot of Irish beers, things like that. Stouts,
Irish beers.
Basically. Yeah.
I'm a big tequila guy myself. I don't know.
Tequila?
Yeah, people always yell at me when I say tequila. They're always like, "Oh, where do you like tequila? You're such a derp." And I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do. I think my friend introduced me to Coke and rum, but he likes his really stiff, like super stiff, like really badly stiff.
No, it's rum with a splash of Coke. That's how you drink it.
That's not how it tastes. It doesn't taste good that way. It tastes like rubbing alcohol with a dash of suck.
I don't know. I also drink just like straight bourbon and scotch.
Well, you're like Mr. Lieutenant Marine Corps. You're supposed to be like a man's man who can, like, bench press horses while doing what's her face? What's her name?
Yep. Which one?
The babe from Transformers, the old babe, Megan Fox. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to bench press horses while banging Megan Fox.
Done and done. What do you think?
Alrighty, so back on tap.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's see here. What should we cover first? For anyone who didn't notice, we got 2 new high counselors in the last week, Mrs. or Mr. or it, Clara Auburn, and who else? Oh, Ludwig, Vancouver. Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver.
Congrats! Yay! Applause! Confetti. You just left me hanging.
Yep.
You're not gonna.
Applauding. I'm over here giving the silent golfer clap for you.
Nope. Great. Awesome. That works. So, yeah, it's good to see democracy in action. Best of luck to John Shepard, but apparently wasn't enough. So, thanks for running, John. You had a great campaign. I was rooting for you. But apparently Bren wasn't because he's not like, yeah.
I did want to see an election go down, so definitely made that happen with getting John set up and ready to go in the whole election.
Yeah, because I think the original plan was if there's only going to be 2 candidates, they were just going to get elected by default.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that.
Nope, me neither.
Yeah, so. Well, I'm glad that it actually happened, even though I guess in the end the result is still the same. It's important that at least the motions are made, that it actually happens, even though maybe the conclusion is a little bit foregone. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was. I didn't have access to all the votes, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, congrats to the winners. Best of luck next time to the losers. And I hope that they will do good for the High Council. Do you remember what they said, like, specific? I remember in the forums they said that I think I'm not sure if it was me or someone else was asked like what their like job was going to be on the High Council, because like everyone's doing their own like kind of like special project,
Yep.
Like Shoja and Sarah were doing the academy, and then you and me were doing the military wing until we resigned, which we'll get to in a minute. and then Maya's doing the diplomacy corps. So, do you remember what they were doing?
I do. Ludwig is a major player on the social council, and he's been putting a lot of effort into there. He's also been doing some stuff with recruitment and whatnot. And Clara has been working a lot with the academy stuff, kind of getting all of that formulated and squared away, whatnot, and is also doing a lot of work with like in-game etiquette and how to properly play an MMO and stuff like that. Just kind of getting new people or people who are new to the MMO experience kind of spun up on what's going on.
So do you think it would be accurate to say instead of well, I don't know. I hope nobody takes this in a negative connotation, but instead of championing their own causes, they're sort of reinforcing other ones. Would that be sort of accurate to say?
I would, especially right now.
Yeah.
That's definitely where they're getting started at. We'll see where they go and what they do once they're kind of used to the High Council and how it operates and what's really going on. But right now, they're taking projects that have already been started and definitely refining them and adding to them.
Well, one thing that's interesting, I just realized this. I don't know when the next election is going to take place. Like, when do their terms fall out?
I have no idea. I don't think that was ever discussed.
Hey, you know what? I'm reading a really interesting post. I kind of missed this. It's in the High Council elections have concluded thread, and Jeff underneath the second post, he's talking about it's a really interesting because recently I've seen a lot of people trying to like bring back, the different ranks being colored differently for classes or this or that. Mm-hmm. And it was really bugging me because that was the old system where we were all like artificially divided, and it caused a bunch of BS that nobody cared about. And we finally got this system, and all the drama that has happened has been, I don't know how to, like, it's been logical, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't been some mindless, inane chatter, like it's all had purpose. But I don't know. It's really interesting. I think it's a really good post because he's talking about, class divides people.
Yeah.
We need to think of ourselves as, a united guild. We don't need to split, our ranks or our squads or anything by classes. Although I am a favor, if you like want to RP like a full squad of troopers or a full squad of Jedi, then by all means, please go ahead.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So I just thought that was really interesting. And another thing I think is really interesting, Mr. Sir Jeffos, is that after your crazy mod spree, you have more posts than me all of a sudden. I went from 900 to 500, and you still have 663. Not that it really matters. Bren, don't you have like 94 or something?
Probably, yeah. Something amazingly high. I do a lot of good work here.
Yeah, your brain flexes so much that you don't even need to say anything. Your intent is telepathically beamed to other people. No, it's 176. Excuse me.
Not even close. You were 80 off.
Yeah, I was 80 off. Well, I mean, on the grand scale of things, if Corvus's post count is the highest and Mai's is the lowest, on the spectrum, I was pretty close.
Yeah.
When I said what, 90 something, and I'm only like 80 off from 1 to 2,000, I think I got pretty close. Yeah. Although I think a full half of Corvus's posts got deleted.
I think they did too. All the pictures, all the GIFs.
Yeah, because of all this stupid BS. I love you, Corvus, like a brother. Don't ever doubt that. Okay, he had 2,000. I'm almost sure of it before, so I'm gonna look. Sour about that negative 700 post count.
Yep, not very happy.
He is currently sitting at 1345 posts. Can I go to the admin panel? Oh yes, yeah, cool. I can open that up so I can actually see the overall. Let's see here. What is the overall? Ooh. Let's see here. Oh, I'm still on the list. I'm still in the running,
Who else is up there?
Well, we got Corvus, of course, still at the top. Yep. And then Cormac is next with 871. Cody with 732. Jeffos. And then Jando with 598. And then I'm right beneath that. What's up, Trax? Come at me, bro. I have a 3-post lead on you. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Actually, please don't, because you're probably going to get like 50 ahead in the next day.
Yep.
Dude, I was away during my move. I was away for like 2.5 days, and I came back in my Hotmail inbox. I had like 60 unread messages.
Wow.
because of all you bastards posting so much.
Yep.
And then from other stuff as well, but I can't really talk about that.
No comment.
Yeah. I think it's really sad though. Our top poster has 1345 posts. Then at the very end of this like most active user list is Ermac with 294. That's kind of a big gap. You would think that everyone at the top of most active would be kind of like within the same like range as each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if that just means we have. I don't know. I think it's kind of. It really is really. Why did I say really like 4 times in the same sentence? It's interesting to note how active some users are compared to others. You know.
Then it depicts differences in personality. I mean, I generally don't say anything unless I think it's important.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, that's not to say that whatever Cormac and Cody have. Well, of course, everything Corvus says is total BS. But I mean, like, it doesn't mean that Cormac and Cody, you know, just because they have like 900 posts, it doesn't mean that every single thing, wasn't something worthwhile.
Oh no, it is worthwhile, especially because a lot of their posts go to new applicants or people after they're accepted, and on their bios, they're welcoming these individuals to the guild. They're making it a warm and comforting, welcoming environment, which is absolutely necessary because a lot of people, when they're new here, comment on how much they enjoy that.
Yeah, I think more than anything else, instead of it being a indication of worthwhile posts, I think it's just an indication of how social some people are. Like you, for instance, like true. You're probably one of the most active people in the guild. But the thing is that you don't get involved with like the social threads. You know, whenever people ask, what's your favorite FPS and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't really get involved in threads like that. You usually just chime in on the important like guild news or guild improvement.
Yeah.
And promotion sometimes, but I guess you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Nope, never again.
Never again.
I like to keep myself a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone on this. I would just like to point out real fast that every single person on this. Top most active users has been through NCO school.
That's indicative, right?
Corvus, Cormac, Cody, Jando, Trax, Ludwig, and Ermac were all Ludwig is in the first round. Yeah, they were all in the first round. The only person who was not in the first round of NCO school was Talcor, and he's in the second round. And then the other top 2 are myself and Jeffos, and I was administrating it, and he's the guild master. So I mean, yeah, so I just interesting to note. Oh, and this is interesting. And then groups. The Jedi Order currently has 100 members in the guild, followed closely by Solari, which has 96. And then then Troopers have 25, and then NCOs have 23. I think I need to do some adminning there. I'm not sure. Anyway, on the subject of NCO school, the final exam will probably be distributed tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, there were Monday. A couple people that were asking me about that today.
Yeah, Monday. Although by the time I'll try to upload this tonight, but anyway, hopefully I'll just release it tomorrow, and then the due date is going to be, I don't know, you're going to have to check the thread. I'm not going to say it here, so just check the thread in the forums, guys, and you won't be steered wrong. Let's see here. NCO
I mean, we can make it a week again.
We could make it a week again, but
most of the ones that we received last time were within the first 48 hours, so it didn't really even matter.
Hey, and High Council members, this applies to you too. It kind of disturbed me that I think like maybe 2 High Council. I'm not going to single anyone out, but there are 2 High Counselors who were actually legitimately doing NCO school, and then I heard almost nothing from the rest of you. And then once I mentioned to Jeffos how little y'all were doing, I think he might have taken pity on you guys and mentioned to y'all that your counselorship is in danger. And all of a sudden, I'm getting assignments from you guys. I just want to let you guys know that doesn't count as much as if you had done it at a time. All this work is late, so you're going to be counted off for that, just as a heads up. So don't be surprised. I don't want to get a bunch of PMs going, Vyynn gave me a bad score because he doesn't like me.
Oh,
and that applies to everyone, by the way. That doesn't just apply to councilmen. Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry, Bren, what'd you say?
I just said it's failure to follow simple instructions.
Yeah, it's really not incredibly hard guys. And this goes to more than just a high council. I mean, I promise you, I'm not. We're following a system for grading. I don't want to get any like QQ about the results of this program. I guess you could say. Feels a little bit melodramatic to say that, but. What's the next thread I have on tap that I want to talk about? Guild Gaming Night, Team Fortress 2.
Yep.
I gotta be honest. I'm a little excited.
I'm very excited.
TF2, man.
A massive amount of people downloading the game from Steam.
Oh, for sure.
Days.
For sure, dude. I mean, it's like the second biggest online game. Besides, obviously, whenever I say something like that when it comes to online games, I obviously mean excluding WoW. Because WoW is obviously like easily the most popular game currently going on right now. I guess you could make an argument for Counter-Strike, but I mean, if you really want to try and prove that, 12 million people still play Counter-Strike every single day, then please send me a link to that, and we'll talk about that in the next podcast. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and say that WoW is the most popular online game. But anyway, TF2 is definitely very popular, and it's for good reason. It's just a fantastic game.
It is. It's fun. It's fast-paced. It's easy to pick up. You can solo it or you can work together. There's just a lot of options in there.
Well, and another thing is I think it's interesting how closely it mimics group dynamics in MMO.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, like, there's the really easy analogies like the heavy, which is the tank, and then there's the medic. But then there's stuff like, the pyro, who's kind of like a utility DPS.
Yep.
And then you have the spy, which is sort of a situational burst DPS. It's very interesting to see what kind of play styles people gravitate within the classes. That's the most interesting thing to me. Like, I've known people who like both play pyro, but they'll do it completely differently.
They do. I mean, there's a lot of the pyro, just the way it's working over there, how it does the sustained damage over time. Some people will just, get that quick burst and get out of there, while somebody else will sit there and hit somebody over and over and over and over again, so that they're trying to rack up the kill count instead of the assists. It is interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe our next podcast, I guess it could sort of be like an intermediate podcast, like half a podcast. We could do some Team Fortress 2 tips. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Because you and me have been playing a lot of Team Fortress 2 lately, and I know that who are the other like people who are on a lot? There's Malcolm, who's been on like all the time, and then let me bring up Steam right now and see who's on. But yeah, who else? There's Malcolm's playing
a lot. Ludwig started playing fairly recently.
Yeah, I remember them.
Sorry. Let's see.
Jando
has played.
Isn't that Nile?
Yeah, 812 me. Yep.
Yeah. And then Nayra too has been playing a little bit. I think we introduced it, but I think it might be scaring her. I think I might have yelled at her a bit too much. No, Nayra! No, that's the wrong button! Scroll the wheel to switch weapons! No, heal this! No, heal that way! No, don't do that! Do this! Go left, go right! Duck, crouch, run! Don't run!
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah. I was having to work to not get angry because, like, for someone who like picked it up the first time and was already like keeping me alive, like she was doing fantastic, but there were just times when it was just like, no, if you'd done this, we could have done so great. But then, man, Bren, I wish you'd been there for that one game.
The first time.
Yeah, that infamous.
Oh yeah.
No, the heavy match.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody hasn't heard this story yet, because I've been telling it like all the time. I did this amazing boss killing spree with the heavy. I guess it was at least about 2 weeks ago now. I got. If you don't know the numeric system in Team Fortress 2, you get points for accomplishing different tasks. Like you get a certain amount of points for killing, and you get a certain amount of points for capturing something. I got 27 points in one life as the heavy, which is a pretty decent damn score. Like it is.
That's a huge feat.
It's a huge deal. Like, let me put it this way: the next highest point streak that I have is 10, and my heavy is 27.
Like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 22 kills in one life or something. I don't remember. It was very high, but it was really cool. And it really just goes to show what helped me in that life was you just have to approach every. I think we talked about this before, Bren. Is you just have to approach every fight with the proper mindset. Because if you go in thinking, oh man, I'm just gonna die immediately, well, then you're gonna die immediately.
Yep.
Envision your reality, and it shall become so.
Yep, absolutely.
Except for that part where I wished for $1 million, that didn't come true at all.
Just gotta keep wishing.
Like I do have to keep wishing. Are you gonna show up at my door with $1 million, Bren?
No, if I had $1 million, I certainly wouldn't give it to you.
Hey.
I'd
Man, I want to call you a bad name right now.
Something nice, like a wife or something.
I would buy something nice, like a wife.
Just get it out.
Love doesn't have a price.
That's a lie. Total lie.
Yeah, that is a total lie. All right, so we talked about the Guild Gaming Night.
And just for anybody who has missed that, it is on the 29th of this month. So not this coming Friday, but the following one is the Team Fortress Game Night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
So Central, that would be 8 o'clock?
8:30.
Yeah, 8:30. It'd be 8-ish, yeah. And then for those on the West Coast, that would be
6:30.
6:30, yeah. So if you live in Cali, it's gonna be 6:30. If you live in the Texas region, it's gonna be 8:30. If you live on the East Coast, then it's gonna be 9:30. Stupid East Coast people. No matter how much you demand it, we will never respect you, Massachusetts. Nobody can even pronounce your name right anyway.
Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut. Sounds like a game. You remember the Connect 4?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Connect 4. Oh, man, I was boss at Connect 4.
Well, it is a very simple game.
Hey, no, it's not a simple game. It is a deceptively simple game. It is a game of champions.
Yeah.
You know that ancient knights trained with Connect 4?
No, I believe they trained with a little thing called chess.
With jet skis? What?
Chess.
Oh, chess. Oh.
Yes.
I was
Ancient
like,
knights
what are you
trained
talking
jet
about?
skis, while Vikings train with airplanes. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, everyone knows these things. Sorry, I'm looking at Corvus's signature. Members who wish to have a future in this guild must read the following thread. It's ominous. It needs bold.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, Corvus, you need to go back and you need to bold that and make it red. Like that's a dangerous sentence. Whenever someone reads that, they need to go, "Oh my God, I'm having."
Oh snap!
Oh man, there's such. Oh man, I don't want to make Jeffos facepalm completely, so I won't say what I'm just thinking right now.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, because if I said it, he'd just be like, he would literally just look away from the computer screen and put his face in his hands.
And then
Why did I let him get close to this guild? That's exactly how he sounds too, just so everyone knows. Hello.
like
I'm gonna be ungilded
Wookiee.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you.
Whatever.
Oh man, I hate it when ex-girlfriends post on my Facebook.
As long as you don't have a current girlfriend, it's usually not an issue.
No, I do not have a current girlfriend, unfortunately. And I hear your thoughts. Don't think it's escaping.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to behave myself right now.
Yeah, behave yourself. That's all you can do. That's all you'll ever be able to do.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Not at all.
Naughty, naughty boy. Naughty, naughty boy. Oh, man. Dude, I keep forgetting that I don't have to be quiet anymore.
Yeah, that is nice.
Because, like, okay, just so everyone doesn't know, I just moved into my new apartment. Or my first apartment, rather. And in my folks' house, I was right across the hall from my dad. And you have to understand, the hall is literally about a foot wide. And the doors are made of cloth. Not really, but I mean, it feels like it.
Really?
they're made of this cheap ass wood, and it's hollow essentially.
hollow,
I mean,
yeah.
it's basically hollow, and so you can hear everything. So if I even can whisper, it has to be a whisper, or else it's too loud. But now it's like I have my own place. My roommate lives across this gigantic living room from me, and like my room placement is perfect. I'm literally at the edge of the building, so none of the walls around me are connecting to another room, to another like a different apartment. You know.
Do you have a good view out your window?
I do
Or
actually. It looks out over the parking lot into the greenery in front of the complex, and then into the main road in front of my complex.
so you're gonna be able to do some good sightseeing.
I
Good.
am. Not as good as my roommate. Her room is right outside the leasing office, and the leasing agents are like ridiculously fine.
Good. Well, now you're living there. You'll spend a lot of time getting to know them, taking advantage of this opportunity.
I know we have been.
Absolutely.
There's one of them is named Justine, and she's like, oh my god, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous.
Well, see, that could fix your no girlfriend, or at least no female companionship issue.
Yeah, I wish. No, like this girl on a scale of 1 to 10, she's about a 10.5. Like, whew, man. Oh god, she was wearing like this blue dress one day yeah, as a leasing agent, she was wearing it, and I was like, oh. I turned to my roommate, and even she's straight, and she was like, oh man, I think I might have just gone by.
So much potential.
So much potential.
So much potential.
So much potential. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to get pictures of the apartment. I need to put them on the guild forum.
Yep.
Because my room is pretty tricked out right now, I gotta admit. I have this gigantic Halo Reach poster. When I went to the midnight release, out of like 50 people, I kicked ass in Halo trivia, and I won it.
Sweet.
So out of a convention of the most diehard nerds in my city, I was the biggest.
The king of the nerds.
I was the king of the nerds for a night, and everyone was jealous of my. Oh my god! There's an epic pun somewhere in here. I was about to say everyone's jealous of my reach penis, because it's reach. It has a long reach.
Yep. It's all about the length, not the girth.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody cares if you have a snub-nosed pistol. Nobody cares. You need to have like a 45 with a silencer on the end of it, if you know what I'm saying.
There are a couple thoughts. Couple thoughts on the matter. May not reach the top, but you definitely scrape the side. It's sometimes a good thing.
Oh, this is cool. I subscribe to this channel on YouTube called Life's a Glitch TV. They're some StarCraft casters. I told you about them, Bren, right?
Yeah, I've watched them.
Okay, this the guy who you know Maximus Black, right?
I do.
He had a quest to Diamond League because he's like trying to get better and stuff, and he got to Diamond, and now he's doing his quest to Masters. He's now rank 1 Diamond in his division.
Ooh, nice.
So this is a channel dedicated to mediocre casts of mediocre players like Bronze, Silver, Gold, and now one of the casters is about to become a Masters League player.
Yeah, which
Dude,
is awesome.
Masters is where you enter like professional gaming.
Yeah, you start getting paid to do it. Plus, it shows the mobility in a game like StarCraft, where anybody can learn how to play the game well.
Yeah.
Except me.
Yeah, that's what I like is just because live they coined a new league. They call it Wood League. It's underneath Bronze.
Nice.
You're in Wood League.
I am in Wood League.
Forever
Ride
Wood.
the pine. Ride the pine.
And then there's Special Needs League, but they
which is
which is even
never
worse.
mind. Oh, yep, never mind.
Oh, already.
Right, how
and
much
then,
of this are we cutting out? Because never mind. Nope.
Yeah, don't go there. Okay, and so just and then I guess is the final like official guild information. Me and Bren, we resigned our roles as the battalion staff. Where to begin?
Well, he has resigned from the battalion staff, from the High Council, as well as our general ranks. So Vyynn is now a captain. I am now a lieutenant with a new project under our belts.
Yeah, basically. And if you want to know more about it, just go to the guild news, and it should be one of the few threads that's still there, the resignations and announcement one. We just need to step down because we felt that we did all we could, and that's just kind of the bottom line.
Yeah.
And right now it's kind of been we've had it behind the scenes for a while, but we've just now gotten the go ahead to start it up, and we finally got a name for it, Helios Special Operations. It's going to be sort of our hardcore PvP RP group. Really, really focused on just building a strong bond between the members, like real friendship where you actually care about someone more than just their screen name and stuff. Just to become very good at the game, to become very close, to know each other really well. Because I always feel that you play the best when you know people really well. Like I use this example in a PM. Me and my buddy Julian. I mean, he's basically my brother. Whenever we play Halo, there's very little talking going on. We're very loud people. Me and Julian are really loud. But there's very little talking because we know what the other person's going to do. We know how the other person plays, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, how we need to cover them. I mean, everything. And the same thing goes in MMO too. I mean, back in my raiding guild, I mean, there was very little talking during the boss fights except for except for calling out different stuff, because everyone knew each other well enough to the point that they knew what their weaknesses were and what their problems were and how to counterbalance for it. And it really helped that since we all knew each other, we didn't want to let each other down as much. When you don't know someone, you're just kind of like, whatever. If you've ever played a pickup group ever, you know that you aren't going even 50%. You aren't giving yourself to it.
Yeah.
But when you know someone like me and Bren, when we're doing TF2, and I'm healing, or I'm the heavy, or he's healing, or whatever, we don't want to screw up, because it's like if I screw up, then my teammate's dead. I don't want him to think I'm just an asshole who doesn't know how to play the game.
Yep.
So that's basically what Helios is. We're not trying to isolate from. We're not trying to put other people down. It's just it's a difference in play styles. There are some people who just want to have a big kind of casual community environment, and then there's some people who really just want to get to know a few select people really well, and then just kind of casually interact with other people. And that's kind of what that's kind of the audience Helios caters to, amongst other things. And if you want the full definition and the full layout of what Helios is, you can go to that thread and check it out. We are actually actively looking for a fourth potential. So if you want to get into Helios, just make sure that everything that we list there you fit, and then just get on Vyynn a lot and talk with us, or come play some games with us, because we really need to get to know you as a person before we even consider bringing you in.
And we do need to, or I would like to stress that aspect of it, that it's anybody can learn how to play a game well. The strength of Helios is going to come in how well we know one another. So for anybody who is interested in it, do exactly what Vyynn says. Get on Vent, start chatting with people, come play Team Fortress 2 with us. Every now and then Vyynn and I will go play StarCraft 2. And a few other games that we're kind of messing with right now, but primarily it'll be Team Fortress 2 for a while.
Yeah.
And just start getting your personality out there, get to know us, let us get to know you, and we'll go from there.
And that's kind of how Nick got his invitation in, because I think it was actually Bren, you and Nick were on, because y'all have like weird schedules. And of course my phone would start yelling at me now. My phone's General Grievous yelling at me, but that's what happened. Bren, you had you're way behind me, so whenever I was in bed, you and Nick were still up, and y'all would talk, and then you came to me and you're like, hey, this Nick guy really seems to have his head on square. And then I started talking to him. I was like, wow, I'm liking this guy. So we talked together, we played some games together, and finally, got to the point where we could just, mess around. And once we feel comfortable with you, that's pretty much the point when, we'd consider bringing you in. So if that's your cup of tea, come on down.
Yep. And
have you seen that video on YouTube, the manly tea video, or whatever it's called?
No.
How'd you like a drink of this fucking tea?
Maybe I have seen that.
It's delicious.
hold on, I'll find a link. I'll put it in the drop down box below so you guys can watch it. It's great. And then, yeah, so I think that concludes that thread, and I think I've actually run out of threads to talk about. I think that's unfortunate. We did, just so everyone knows, we did do this recording just on the spot, and I'm sure we've been talking for like 20 or 30 minutes or something ridiculous. I probably have so much weight. There's so much, my hard drive is just blowing up right now, I'm sure of it. Yeah, we did decide to do this right on the spot. We were in Vyynn, and I was like, hey, let's record a podcast. And Ben was like, all right, sure. I don't know, Vyynn. I don't like making decisions.
I'm scared.
I'm scared of putting my voice on the internet.
Yep, so I'm just going to track it down one of these days now. I go to jail.
Yeah. Of course, you're used to that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first rodeo.
And the pedo bear suit? You're the guy inside of the pedo bear suit.
Yeah, that van cost me a lot of money, by the way.
Did it?
Yeah.
You would think so, because you have to, not only do you have to get the van, you also have to get all the chains and then the chloroform, and
Yeah,
then you
it's
got to buy the paint so you can scrawl free candy on the outside of it, and
blacking out the windows, things like that. And
all your
it's
disguises
the
and
small
stuff.
things, yeah, it's the small things that add up in the long run that I didn't really foresee. And then just the multiple bags of candy that you use to lure the kids. Every now and then, you got to get a bike, for that the one little gem that you've been searching for a while.
Yeah, the stickler, the one that makes you fight for it.
Yep, exactly.
But like everything in life, the things that you have to fight for the most are usually the ones that are worth it the most.
Usually.
Except for that one ex-girlfriend I had. She was just, I fought for her, and it did not end well. That was just terrible. It's not worth it. Have you ever had that where you put a lot of effort into something and the payout is not nearly what you wanted?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hello, Mr. Duron.
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. That's what I hate about this Turtle Beach headset is there's a little slidey thing for the volume, and sometimes when I'm just turning in my chair, I accident it brushes against my hand and it turns all the way down.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me, Mr. You just went on a minute-long rant about your pedo bear lifestyle.
I was tricked into admitting those things.
Under duress, coercion.
Yep.
Well, you have a compelling argument. Alrighty, folks. Well, I think we're in it now because I'm getting PCs from Jeffos asking for stuff, so that means I have duties to attend to. But it was nice having you on the show, Mr. Duron. This will certainly not be the last time.
Again, thank you for having me, and hope everybody enjoyed this update.
For sure. See you next time, guys.